Welcome back, everyone. So I do have a pre-channeled message today. And if I choose not to edit, then please bear with me. Alright, so the pre-channeled message for the day. I was doing a meditation and I heard your gifts are being transformed. You're leveling up with your gifts. Okay. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands and the Tower so far. We also have the Knight of Wands. Clarify the Knight of Wands. So far what I'm seeing, okay. Conflict, okay. So, this message has everything to do with your gifts and how they are being transformed during this period in time. Whoever you are extremely gifted, and I'm seeing someone who holds great knowledge of your lineage. You've taken it where no one in your family ancestry has taken it before, so you have experienced great burden up until this point. And I'm not saying that this point is perfect, right? But there's something that has come crashing down, or it's in the process of crashing down. I'm seeing this has everything to do with you closing off your gifts. And this is not to put the blame on you, because these things are kind of one and the same, you know? It's almost like when you have a soulmate who recognizes you and you recognize them, it's almost like who recognizes who first, or who truly awakens first, because time is not linear. So this isn't your typical cause and effect when it comes to the spiritual realm. You know what I mean? It's not a linear cause and effect. It's one of those things that happen because, and more than likely it was meant to happen. But yeah, I'm seeing that for some time you closed off your gifts, but not to dive too far into the past before I get the message started. That's not where we are right now. Where you are right now, you are I'm seeing whatever transition you're going through, it has everything to do with putting you in a position to align yourself with your gifts. I feel like this happened towards the beginning of your journey. If any of you are on a spiritual journey, this would have happened at the very beginning. Yeah, this is something you've discovered, or you feel like you've been training for your entire life. You've discovered these gifts early, and you've tapped into them, and you've been able to do like cool little gypsy tricks. But this is something, You are taking it somewhere that no one's ever taken it before. You are manifesting things that no one has been able to manifest before in your lineage. And so with that, it seems like a great burden. And it's almost like it doesn't, people look at you and they think that your life is easy because most of your work is done in the spiritual realm. These great burdens that you have to deal with, it's all mental and spiritual, and they aren't things that people in the physical realm see. People in the physical realm feel like you may have had an easy life, so they almost try to place their burdens on you so that they have a lighter load. Excuse me, guys. They almost try to place their burdens on you so that their load is lighter, because you know whatever they've been tasked to do in this world, it may be of a more physical nature. You know, they may be more of a trailblazer. They may be the one who has to actually do something physically, like whatever that may be. And you, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. If you haven't, please watch it. Joseph, King of Dreams. I know a lot of people have seen The Prince of Egypt, but it's a very similar style movie. I'm not too sure if it's the same producers or not. I know they were two of my favorite movies growing up. But Joseph, King of Dreams, how all of his brothers, had to work. They had to do the physical labor, and he was the one who had to study and interpret, whatever it was that he was studying. It led him to be of service to like Pharaoh, and then eventually rule. So I'm getting a very similar concept with your gifts. And of course, physically, it may not look like that, but the thing is, God, Source, the Creator, whoever it is, it may not look like much in the physical realm right now, but that is just because there's so much going on around your gifts. There's so much conflict when you are fully in your power, and it's almost like God is protecting you from a lot of that, a lot of the drama, because right now, when you're still learning to refine your skills and your gifts, a lot of solitude is required. And if you are in a place where you are supposed to have solitude, and there are other people who, they're taking it upon themselves to invade your space or to disturb because they think, they think, or whatever. I don't know too much of what I'm saying, but yeah, you're in a space where this is supposed to be time for you and God, you to connect with the spirit, you to connect with Source. So besides like your obligations, like let's just say you're a parent, or if you have a job, you support your elders, anything like that. Besides those things, if there's anyone else in your energy or trying to invade your space, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that there are other people trying to insert themselves into your space during this time. God, Source, I'm gonna say God most of the time, but understand that I'm spiritual and I have my own relationship. So you take it how it resonates for you. No offense to anyone. But yeah, your ancestors, they're not standing for that. They're not standing for that, because you are. There are things. See, it's all wands here today. This reading is about your gifts. God is moving you to still waters, okay? God is moving you, Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, out of choppy waters into still waters, you know? There's something that you're meant to connect with your emotions. You're meant to temper yourself. You're meant to refine these skills. You know, you are meant to be in a position to create with your gifts, using your gifts. You are meant to be in a position to manifest whatever it is that you and the people around you need. But sometimes these people, you know the saying, forgive them before they know not what they do. They really don't even know what they're doing, you know? They don't know what they're doing. They're too focused on what you're doing. They're too focused on what's coming to you and how they're going to split up your energy and your gifts. I don't know if you come off as someone naive or someone who needs that sort of structure. Maybe your elders have said that to you. You need some sort of guidance, or you need a plan, whatever. God has a plan for your life. Adjacent possibilities. See, it's like, this came in the reading that I had yesterday. God has ways, mysterious ways, you know. Most people only see this door. You see this little open door. Most people only see that. Okay, that was also, thank you Spirit. That was also in my meditation today. Your gifts, you know, and everybody has gifts, right? And certain people have, let's just say, okay, so you know how they say dogs can see colors, or they can't see colors, and then there are people who can see colors that not the average human can see, or whatever, you know. There are like other colors apparently that like no one else can see, but like these rare few people, that's like what your gift is like. It's almost like it was something that you only saw this door, or maybe even these doors when your gifts first came. But it's like now, this little door right there, like, what, you know, like what? Who would ever assume that there's a door right there? And how do I get through that door? That's the question. That's the question that God needs you to focus on. Not where did the door come from? How do I go through that door? Because that is the door. How do I go through that? Do I just like bend? Do I bend a little bit here? Do I turn? Do I move my body this way? Go do some yoga, guys. Get up and go do some yoga. I don't know what time you're listening to this. Go do some yoga or something. You know, there are movements that you need to put your body in. There are movements that you need to put yourself in energetically for you to be able to access this. Happy family. Happy family. I feel like this has something to do with your gifts as well. I don't know if maybe you came from a family, or you came from something. Your family were the ones who, you know, were trying to utilize your energy, or maybe you're just manifesting a better family life with them. If that's not it, more than likely this adjacent possibilities with the happy family, it's like this is what is coming into your life. The thinking man, there's someone, oh my gosh, this is about gifts, guys. This reading was about gifts. The thinking man. What's going on with this thinking man guy? What? Why are you coming out in my reading, sir? Okay, it's so funny because I've been meditating, and I was like, okay, you know what? You're right, God, because I have been thinking, or in my masculine's energy a lot, right? I've been in my masculine's energy, just because, you know, when you're in a no contact period and you still feel them and you still feel intense joy, like, why not be there? Especially if there's so much other trauma going on. It's like my masculine is literally the temperance in the spiritual realm. I go there and we like, you know, it's just like this world that we have. I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but anyway, I was meditating. I was like, you know what, this is my time for me and God. So it's like, you know, maybe it's not the right one. Maybe he's not the right one, and maybe I've been spending too much time thinking about him or whatever, you know what I mean? So God, like, bring me the right one, bring me, you know, who, or not necessarily bring me, right? But it was more of like, I want to build my relationship with God, you know, and the right one will come, whether it is him or if it's someone else, you know, the right one will come. So let me not make it so much about him. Let me redirect my energy back to God. But anyway, it's so funny that this is still popping up, because I'm like, well, if it is him, you know, then, and so pretty much this is just confirmation for me, and hopefully it's confirmation for someone else out there, that here I am doing a reading about your gifts, guys, and the gifts that, you know, are being developed. And this masculine still finds a way to tie himself into the reading. He's thinking about you, okay? And it almost makes me want to go do like a separate reading. It makes me want to do another reading today. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should tap into this energy? Y'all think I should tap into his energy too? I think I am. All right, guys. So I'm gonna make a part 2, and I'm gonna pick these up because, like I said, this was supposed to be about your gifts, guys. Okay, it's like specifically about your gifts. We were gonna go somewhere else with the reading, but it's almost like he's like, no, not even no. He's like, look, I'm here. You know, I'm here. So, all right, guys. If you did like this reading so far, please give me a like. Sorry, I had to burp. But yeah, give me a like, share my video, comment, and let me know if you resonated in any way. That really helps me continue to like do this, you know, if I feel like I'm being of service to you guys. So yeah, see you guys later. Go watch part 2, guys.